often say the end of life is much like the beginning of life. Obviously, you two haven't had a pregnancy and a baby, but when a woman gets pregnant, it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a baby, and so we really moved from a system where women were having babies at home and their mothers and their grandmothers and aunties were all supporting them, and it was a community event, and there may be a midwife or a shaman or whatever in the culture that would be experienced in delivering babies. And we moved to the medicalization of birth. And then women became, I think there was a lot more fear associated with it as we moved away from that sort of indigenous type of having babies. And then we started seeing that, over-medicalizing birth is really wrong. It's hard on the mother, it's hard on the baby, and mothers and babies do better when mothers are informed about the whole birthing process and given choice about how that looks. Even if, something happens that's not great in the middle of a labor and delivery, they know what the path goes like. They know they're going to be supported. They have a midwife in the room. They have their family. So we've moved into that model. And so the fear with prenatal classes and whatnot has dissipated. And we're looking at a more natural way of childbirth. And death, we haven't really gotten to there, right? People are afraid of dying. Even if they have faith that the afterlife is going to be good, the process of getting there is still terrifying for most people because they haven't witnessed what natural dying looks like. And as long as humanity has been on the planet, we've been dying. As long as we've been born, we have died. And the way our bodies die is relatively gentle. Yes, much like some women need a C-section and intervention to save mom and baby, sometimes we have to intervene in that process because some people, it's rare, have intractable pain. And some people have real difficulty breathing. And so we have to deal with those issues. But natural dying is a process of people gradually losing energy. They're no longer getting up and around anymore. They're no longer really eating very much. And then they have no energy to really eat or drink or even wake up. And then they, are in bed all the time. And eventually they're asleep all the time with very short periods of being present for family and friends who have gathered together. And then eventually they drift off. And that is our natural process of dying.